Aberforth Dumbledore. Aberforth Dumbledore was the younger brother of Albus Dumbledore. He was born sometime between 1883 and 1884 to Percival and Kendra Dumbledore. He was the second son and had a little sister, Ariana Dumbledore. He grew up in Mood-on-the-Wood, a village that was in Great Britain. Growing up, Kendra would read Albus Aberforth and Ariana tales from the book Tales of Beetle and the Bard. This is where Aberforth really developed a liking for goats. His favorite tale was Grumble the Grubby Goat. Aberforth attended Hogwarts between 1895 to 1902. While he was away at school, Ariana was attacked by 3 Muggle boys. His father, Percival Dumbledore, pursued the boys and was apprehended. He refused to tell why he pursued the boys in fear of what would happen to Ariana. It is thought she could have possibly been an obscurel because she couldn't contain her magical ability. Percival sadly never admitted the truth about what happened and was sentenced to Azkaban prison and died there. After Percival's conviction, Kendra moved the family to Godric's Hollow. Ariana one day lost control of her power and accidentally killed her mother during an incident. Aberforth did not want to return to Hogwarts because he wanted to be the one to care for Ariana after the incident. However, Albus Dumbledore forced him to go back to Hogwarts. During this time, Albus met Gellert Grindelwald. Aberforth, in disagreement with Grindelwald, confronted Albus and Grindelwald. This sparked a 3-way duel that broke out between them. Ariana was about 14 at the time and tried to stop the duel and was killed. It was never known who was exactly responsible out of the 3, but Aberforth blamed Albus for her death and even punched Albus in the face at Ariana's funeral and broke his nose. Aberforth wasn't known as a people person, and it is said he would sling goat dung at people during disagreements. He pursued a lifelong career as the barman and landlord of Hogshead Inn. During the First Wizarding War, Aberforth joined the original Order of the Phoenix. Aberforth did continue to hold a grudge against Albus despite this. He barred Mundungus Fletcher from Hogsmeade after a disagreement, and he even threw Severus Snape out of the Hogshead Inn when he was caught eavesdropping on Albus's interview with Professor Trelawney, the interview specifically discussing the prophecy with Harry and Voldemort. However, despite the grudge, Aberforth did attend Albus's funeral. Aberforth did aid people in the Room of Requirement during the Deathly Hallows through a secret passageway that was hidden behind Ariana's portrait. He also sent Dobby to rescue Harry, Ron, Hermione, and the others from Malfoy Manor after hearing Harry ask for help through the 2-way mirror that once belonged to Sirius Black. Aberforth even personally protected Harry, Ron, and Hermione from being taken by Death Eaters in Hogsmeade by convincing Voldemort's followers that they had seen his goat Patronus, and he could produce a full corporeal Patronus. Aberforth helped the trio get into Hogwarts to find Voldemort's Horcruxes. He also fought alongside Harry, Ron, and Hermione at the Battle of Hogwarts, showing his bravery and great character. Quote, Harry approached him, looking up into the face, trying to see past the long, stringy, wiry gray hair and beard. He wore spectacles. Behind the dirty lenses, the eyes were a piercing, brilliant blue. It is said that Aberforth lived out the rest of his life in Hogsmeade with his goats. Quote, from Albus, my own brother, Aberforth, was prosecuted for practicing inappropriate charms on a goat. It was all over the papers. But did Aberforth hide? No, he did not. He held his head high and went about his business as usual. Of course, I'm not entirely sure he could read, so that may not have been bravery. Quote, Albus Dumbledore. It's definitely thought that Albus was joking when he said he couldn't read, because keep in mind, Aberforth did go to Hogwarts. But it is true Aberforth did get prosecuted for charms on goats. So what exactly was Aberforth prosecuted for? Has always been my question. Well, J.K. Rowling answered this in an interview. Quote, in The Goblet of Fire, Dumbledore said his brother was prosecuted for practicing inappropriate charms on a goat. What were the inappropriate charms he was practicing on the goat? Asked the reporter. Quote J.K. Rowling, I think that he was trying to make a goat that was easy to keep clean, curly horns. That's a joke. That works on a couple of levels. I really like Aberforth and his goats. But Aberforth having this strange fondness for goats and really useful to Harry later on, because a goat, a stag, if you're a stupid Death Eater, what's the difference? So that is my answer to you. These charms that Aberforth performed on goats actually shows his skilled ability. He was really skilled in charms. He was very skilled in dueling. He participated in the Battle of Hogwarts and was a member of the original Order of the Phoenix. He was capable of nonverbal magic as well. What are your thoughts on Aberforth Dumbledore? What are some of your favorite Harry Potter characters? Drop it in the comments below. I would love to hear yours. If you would like to know more about Harry Potter and the Wizarding World lore, subscribe to Chase and Josh Factor Fantasy Podcast. The link is in the bio. Or you can subscribe to Ridiculous Patronus on YouTube. Thank you, everyone. Have a magical week.